Good afternoon, everyone. This is Henry, and as we get into tonight's video newsletter, I thought I would start off with something that is very easy to kind of have a blanket topic, something that when you address a group of traders, almost all of them are going to be familiar with the phrase, the title of the Santa Claus Rally. I got this today from Investors Business Daily, and I like IBD well enough, but I just thought this would be a resource that I could use to show you more specifically what we're looking for and why, so much of what I have heard is, oh, Santa Claus isn't coming, or December has been awfully bearish. And I just think to look back, like this data is going back over the past 50 years, and to look that far back and look at a 1% rally, I guess maybe to some degree it is helpful, but to me that's a very large span of time, and there is so much that can happen inside those months. If we go deeper down into it, you'll notice that there is no guarantee in this, and you have some of these where the years were actually quite bearish down through December. So we don't want to blanket this by saying, oh, the entire month is just going to be up, and more so what I believe the stage is currently being set for is this right here, that the term more commonly used, or more specifically among traders, is the time between Christmas and New Year's Day, and then a lot of times traders will stretch that on into the first 2 days of the new year. So that's actually the window that we are looking for, and this is, kind of what I think is setting the stage in the market for the potential of a little bit more weakness, right? To say that the moment in time that we really want to look for are those couple of days after Christmas, the first couple of days of the new year, and then to look at a little bit more recent data here. Most of this is kind of where they're getting it from, but when you narrow the window that you're looking at and we just focus on that particular moment in time, that's been good for an average of 1.3% to the upside. And I just think that helps, kind of set the record straight, where you're not looking at this thinking, all of December is going to be up 3 or 4%. It's a very specific little moment in time that is usually good for about 1.5%, and I believe that may be what is getting set up. However, right here, and as we head into tomorrow, this is what you have to deal with. And this will kind of be one of those things that is generally a binary event. I'm not really going to tell you how to step in front of this prior to the data coming out, but CPI will be released 1 hour before the cash markets open, and you can pretty much bet that that's going to be a market-moving event. If it spurs a rally, and if SPX is able to recover, you got a pretty healthy bit that you're going to have to recover after today's selling, but 6,800 is really the line in the sand. So you see that here, we'll make that horizontal just a little bit thicker, but that's the spot you have to get back above for any immediate strength to show up. So we'll see what that data brings tomorrow. That could be a little bit of that binary event that drives action into the witching expiration, and then we'll see if some of those tendencies show up into tomorrow. Now, one other thing I want to give you to follow into tomorrow is that of MU, right? So MU has released earnings, and this, in theory, will be a helpful guidance for tomorrow's action and into Friday, and that is to say, can these gains hold up? So whether you're looking at it here through the bid-ask inside of these toss charts, or dropping it down into an intraday where we can see the extended action. See how we got the immediate results basically straight up and holding 236? If MU is still bid tomorrow, then this could be a beacon for chips, which is one of the most important sectors you need to see if the broad market is going to rally. If MU gives up all of these gains and then goes red on the session, that's a spot to be much more cautious and think that we could actually sell off into Christmas Day. So I hope that helps with some of the nuance of the seasonality, some of the most important names out there to follow right now for tomorrow's action, and that's what I'll be taking into Thursday. So y'all have a great rest of your evening, and I hope to see you in the chat room tomorrow. Hey traders, this is Henry with simplertrading.com. I wanted to thank you for watching today's video. I hope you found it helpful. And if so, be sure to click the like and subscribe buttons down below. If you would like to also see me putting these ideas into action and trading my own account live in front of you, be sure to sign up at simplertrading.com, and I hope to see you in the chat room sometime soon.